All right, Steelers Nation, buckle up, because Pittsburgh just made another shakeup in the trenches that could have ripple effects across the entire defense. A familiar name heads to injured reserve, another fresh face steps onto the field, and the stakes just got a whole lot higher for a team fighting to stay tough up front. Before we dive deep into what this means for the Steelers, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and smash the bell icon so you never miss the latest NFL updates, roster moves, and behind-the-scenes stories. Share this video with your fellow Steelers fans, and let's break this down together in the comments below. Now, let's get into it, because this isn't just any routine roster shuffle. This move could change how Pittsburgh handles the heart of their defense this season. The Pittsburgh Steelers have officially placed defensive lineman Dean Lowry on injured reserve. It's the second straight day the Steelers have made moves to reshape their defensive line rotation. And it comes at a time when depth in the trenches matters most. If you've been following Dean Lowry's journey, you know this is more than just another roster note. Lowry was in his second season with the Steelers, brought in to add veteran presence, leadership, and some interior push against both the run and the pass. Last season, he logged 5 tackles and a sack over 12 games. Not headline numbers, but the kind of rotational production that can matter when games get tight. Now, with this move to injured reserve, Lowry won't suit up for the Steelers this season, unless he's released from IR, which, let's be honest, is a long shot. So what does this mean for Pittsburgh's defensive front? For starters, it means the Steelers just lost an experienced veteran, someone who's seen battles in the trenches, understands offensive line tendencies, and knows how to plug gaps in crucial downs. But the front office didn't waste any time reacting. Enter Breiden Fehoko, who's now signed back to the team to help fill the void. Fehoko might not be a household name yet, but he's got the grit Pittsburgh loves. Over the past 2 seasons, Fehoko's spent time on the Steelers' practice squad, always just a step away from being called up on game days. Before that, from 2020 to 2022, he made 19 appearances with the Los Angeles Chargers, recording 23 tackles and a tackle for loss. He's a run-stopper at heart, the type of player who may not rack up sacks, but can clog lanes, absorb double teams, and keep inside linebackers free to make plays. In Pittsburgh, that role is huge. Think about the Steelers' defensive identity. Tough, physical, and never backing down in the trenches. Fehoko might not bring the same veteran savvy as Lowry, but what he does bring is youth, hunger, and raw strength. And sometimes that spark can turn into something special. Let's rewind a bit and talk about Lowry's journey with the Steelers. Originally drafted by the Green Bay Packers, Lowry spent several productive seasons in Green Bay before heading to Pittsburgh. His numbers in Pittsburgh were modest, but his value went beyond the stat sheet. Veteran leadership in meetings, reliability in rotation, and a steadying presence for younger players learning the system. Unfortunately, injuries are part of the NFL grind, and now Lowry finds himself on injured reserve, watching from the sidelines as the Steelers fight on. This wasn't the only move Pittsburgh made on the defensive line. Just a day earlier, they signed Kyler Baugh and waived Jacob Slade. These kinds of moves don't always make front-page news, but they're part of how teams build depth, experiment with practice squad players, and figure out who might emerge as the next surprise contributor. For a team like the Steelers, whose defensive success depends on a strong rotation, every piece matters. It's not just about the stars up front. It's about the guys who rotate in on second and long, the players who eat up blocks on short yardage, and those who bring fresh energy late in games. With Lowry out and Fehoko in, the pressure now shifts to the younger defensive linemen and new additions. Fehoko will likely compete for snaps immediately, especially on early downs, where his run-stuffing ability can shine. Meanwhile, the rest of the unit must step up, because in Pittsburgh, defense isn't just a part of the team, it's part of the culture. Every move matters. And even moves that seem small on paper can change the outcome of games, especially when injuries pile up or games come down to who controls the line of scrimmage. Steelers fans know this better than anyone. Pittsburgh's defense has always been about more than just stats. From the Steel Curtain days to recent years, the formula remains the same. Physical defensive lines, disruptive pass rushers, and linebackers who fly to the football. That starts up front, with players willing to do the dirty work, eat double teams, hold their ground, and keep running backs from breaking loose. So while Dean Lowry's absence is a blow, it's also a challenge, and a chance for someone like Fehoko to write his own chapter in Pittsburgh football history. Look, Steelers Nation is passionate. When these moves happen, fans immediately start debating, will this hurt us against the run? Can Fehoko hold up against big offensive lines? Is there another move coming? That's part of what makes the NFL special. Every decision sparks conversation, excitement, and sometimes even controversy. What do you think? Was placing Lowry on IR the right move? Can Fehoko help fill the gap? And do the Steelers need to keep looking for another veteran to add depth before the season kicks into high gear? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe the Steelers' defensive front will hold strong, or are you worried about depth heading into the heart of the season? If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss an update from around the NFL. Share this video with your fellow Steelers fans and anyone who loves talking football, because these are the conversations that make being a fan so much fun. Thanks for watching, and remember, in the NFL, even the smallest moves can have the biggest impact. From Dean Lowry heading to IR, to Breiden Fehoko getting another shot to prove himself, the story of the season is still being written, and every play, every tackle, and every roster move is part of that story. Stay tuned right here for more updates, analysis, and behind-the-scenes NFL content. Until next time, this is your go-to spot for all things football. Take care, stay passionate, and as always, go Steelers!